2:30 Eastern. Bottom of the hour break. Look at the computer. There's an email. Stand by. This might be the Terry Jones that was in your high school class at Central High in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. Go Tigers. No, can't be. Cannot be. This guy did not have a mustache. Can't be. After the program, a couple more. Yeah, it looks like it. Then my cousin Steve in Cape Girardeau sends me a note saying, well, you better go to KFES Channel 12 Eyeball News website because they got it all up there. Pictures out of the yearbook and everything. I said, how about that? So I find out that the Koran-burning preacher in Gainesville, Florida, with a flock of 50, was in my graduating Haskell class, Cape Girardeau, Missouri, in 1969. Go Tigers. I don't think I was ever in a class with the guy. And people, my staff, when I mentioned this earlier in the program, started teasing me. Oh, come on. It's a small town. How do you mean you don't remember? Look, there were 2,200 people in the school. The man's name is Terry Jones. How many Terry Joneses are there? I mean, in the state of Florida alone, how many Terry Joneses are there? So when it was brought to my attention, I saw the pictures. Well, okay, I remember this kid from Babe Ruth League Baseball. He's on another team, Summer Baseball League, one notch up from Little League. And I remember his dad was very involved. We all had the impression his dad thought this kid was going to be a Major League Baseball pitcher, was teaching to throw curveballs and sliders and stuff. And that's it. That's the extent. I don't even remember seeing the guy in the halls. Of course, I wasn't in school much. I also dealt with that in the first hour. But I hated it. I just hated school. I don't think there's anything in life more that I have despised that I had to do than that. But, I lived for the day where I did. Folks, it was pure torture. I'm sitting in a classroom, I'm looking out the window, and there's people walking by and driving by. And to me, they were free, and I was a prisoner. Anyway, that's off the beaten path. So, now the media is just, they're so excited by this. They hope there's some kind of, they're hoping that we had secret meetings in somebody's basement back then that nobody's talking about. But I don't even know where Mr. Jones lived in Cape Girardeau. I never saw Mr. Jones to my knowledge, other than in the summertime on the baseball diamond when we played Babe Ruth League Baseball, and he was a different. I don't know. It was not on my team because I remember I had to face the guy, and I actually liked facing him because I was a right-handed hitter. I always felt more comfortable facing left-handers. I just did. But I don't remember ever having said a word to Mr. Jones. But I know the media. They're trying to find out. Mark Levin ever spent any time in Cape Girardeau? Sean Hannity ever spent any time? Limbaugh's brother, number 1, the New York Times bestseller list for the second week in a row, Cape Girardeau. And now the preacher, who they're protesting in Afghanistan. So that's the extent of it. I don't know any more than that. It's been kind of funny, actually, to look at if I could show you the emails, because the emails that people started sending me 24 hours ago were, oh, no, you better brace yourself, because all my friends knew what the media would try to do with this bit of information. If the guy's name, like I said in the first hour, if his name was Enos Slobodnik or something, I would remember. You don't forget a name like Enos Slobodnik or Eli Ezra Borntrager. Something like I remember Eli Ezra Borntrager, but I doubt there's another one anywhere. I don't know where he is either. Don't misunderstand. I don't know. Ezra may have a church throwing Molotov cocktails someplace. I have no clue. Terry Jones did not. I never knew he was religious. He never set fire to second base. He never threatened to burn down the stadium. No, there was no indication that Terry Jones had any affinity for fire or the Word of God. I didn't have no clue. What's the question? Have I ever been to Gainesville? Honestly, I can tell you I have not been to Gainesville. Now watch. They're going to try to find out if I've been to Gainesville. I haven't been to Gainesville. I have flown into Tallahassee, but I've never gotten off the airplane there. But I've flown over Gainesville. I've never dropped leaflets there. I think I've flown over it. It's probably right there in the center north part of the state, but I've never been there, no. Any other questions? Anything else you might anticipate that I might be asked? He never set second base on fire, never threatened to burn down a stadium. I probably conducted more pranks than this guy did when he was in school. What's the next question? Mm-hmm. What other extremists did I attend high school with? What other extremists? Were there any Republicans in my high school? And some conservatives? Yes. In fact, one of people I do remember, it's sketchy coming back to me. One guy I was in high school with was, in fact, the son of a lawyer for the Teamsters. Yes. One was the son of a lawyer for the Teamsters. I remember that distinctly. I remember another guy I knew, he was the son of somebody who had an asphalt concrete company, who got a big contract to build I-55 to nowhere on the way to St. Louis. I remember that. What, another question you have, Mr. Snerdley? What is the question? Mm-hmm. Did I ever make fun of Terry Jones and spark this current rage in high school? No. I do not recall Terry Jones from high school. I don't know if he had a sister. I recall his father. I'll tell you what I recall. His father, between innings, will go out and watch the kid warm up in the middle of games. One of these very involved Little League fathers. But no, I never had, I never talked pyrotechnics, religion. I never talked to Mr. Jones other than out there on the, and I don't even remember that because he's on the other side. There was a competitor. Yes, another question. Last question, and we hope to bury it. I hope the media is listening because I'm not going to respond to him. I don't have time. I got other things I want to do, and I'm not going to respond. Is there any way he might have gotten his ideas on the Quran from you? I actually got that question a minute ago. Is there any way? Because the blogosphere is saying this. Would you like to address this? Blogosphere, the slogosphere. Bunch of Looney Tune kooks, bigger kooks than he is, are on the blogosphere. What's the last question? As incestuous as the press corps and the power brokers in Washington are, why is this even important? Well, there are two reasons why it's important. The first original reason why it's important is because a guy at a small church who has a mustache and a cheap little truck with a sign on it in the front yard of the church in Gainesville fits the template of the media who think that all religious people are Southern hayseed hicks. Okay, so this guy fits that template. Now, the second reason they're interested is to find out to the extent Limbaugh's involved.
For your convenience, broadcasting almost 100% in English with just a little Spanish lingo. Rush on the EIB network. Out of the Old West comes a new twist from the producers of Brokeback Mountain. Remakes of your favorite Western classics, destined to be Oscar contenders, like How the West Was Festive, Paint My Wagon, and the golden classic, He Wore a Yellow Ribbon.
What, old chief, can I give you as a token of our friendship?
Me take 'em beads.
Never! They match my hat and my boots.
You'll never forget the boyfriends of Bobby Elder, the magnificent Stephen, or the man who spanked Liberty Valance.
Well, what are you trying to say, Pilgrim?
I want you to be my partner.
Come on, America. Join Hollywood this year as we continue to make fun of ourselves with the first in a series of new Western classics. Watch for them coming soon from the producers of Brokeback Mountain.
Spank me, Liberty! Spank me!
The sale has just begun. Hi,
We're the Barnacle Brothers, and the biggest sale in our history began when you heard the clock start ticking.
it's our 60-second sale.
And you've only got 50 seconds left.
Our doors were closed yesterday.
Our doors were closed this
Our
morning.
doors will be closed tomorrow.
But our doors are open right
now, but
now.
only for another 43 seconds.
We got color televisions for $6 each.
We got camcorders for $3 each.
You need an entire living room set, you'll find it at Barnacle Brothers.
For only $15.
How about a car?
We got this brand new Rolls-Royce stretch limousine for only $20.
But you got to be here during the 60-second sale now in progress.
Here's a lovely mink coat
59 cents.
and bars of pure plutonium.
3 for $1.
All during the 60-second sale, which began 40 seconds ago.
We didn't give you no warning.
We can't extend the
So
time.
if you want to save like never before, come to the 60-second sale at Barnacle Brothers.
We tell you how to get here, but that'd take up too much time.
Besides, if you're not here already, you ain't gonna make it.
Because the fantastic Barnacle Brothers 60-second sale
With savings up to 99% off and more
is now over.
Now, saving the world with Al Gore Jr.
I'm here in Norway, tracking the elusive Norwegian moose with my trusty guide Schwinn.
No, it's Sven.
Sven and I are going to attempt to attach these sensors to that moose to measure its emissions into the environment. Because one moose in 1 year will emit greenhouse gases equal to an automobile traveling 13,000 kilometers. So, theoretically, if we could stop this moose from breathing,